while it comes out like on HD, like on like new in HD, and like it's the same game with 5 minutes of gameplay, with 5 minutes extra extra gameplay.
Right.
That's stupid. I'll take it. I'll pre-order one copy.
Right. One thing. So we have to talk about a couple of other things. Guys, welcome to the Tech Game Podcast. I'm Bryan Swan, joined today with Mark Warren, aka K9 Biscuits. Find him on, you're on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube, and also Blasting Turbo Flips on YouTube.
Yes.
And of course myself at Democracy, which you should guys already be on. But actually, we're going to talk about a lot of different things. But let's start with this new Sonic Mania game. You talked about it a lot. Okay. I know, because like I was missing something. And I knew that was one of the things. You saw it, and you're a huge Sonic fan. I wanted to get your thoughts on it. Also, the new Sonic, like that teaser that we saw.
Oh yeah, did you notice like I uploaded the video on it?
I saw your video on it. You guys check out his thoughts on it on K9 Biscuits' his channel. But you did a really in-depth video about your thoughts on overall the series and what this game is going to mean for Sonic.
Sonic has been like in a he's been like sort of going downhill lately. It's weird because like he just got back. He just got good.
Right.
So okay. Here's what happened. There's the infamous Sonic 2006.
Okay.
That sunk his career rock bottom. Because after that Sonic Unleashed, it was kind of good, but like a lot of people didn't like the he was getting there, but a lot of people didn't like the Werehog stages because it was like it
didn't feel like Sonic.
Yeah, because it was like the Werehog stages were God of War ripoff.
Gotcha.
Because you had God of War gameplay and you had like Sonic gameplay, and like nobody wanted the God of War ripoff gameplay.
Gotcha.
So when they made Sonic Colors, which is like a game that consists of all the stages from the Sonic stages from Sonic Unleashed, it's pretty much that game, a whole game of that gameplay. Gotcha. Sonic Unleashed minus the Werehog.
And people loved it.
Yeah, people loved it.
Right.
It was a really good game.
I mean, I have it on DS. It's a pretty fun game.
The DS one is a different game. It's like it's different stuff. It's kind of like it's Sonic Rush.
Okay, so they just kind of emulate. It is like, we'll go ahead and use elements from Rush. We'll use the basic in terms, but overall, the game that was on consoles was a good game.
On the Wii, and it got positive reviews and stuff. It was bringing Sonic back up, and then you also come out with Sonic 4. Even though that was niched by fans, it was still generally an okay game, and was still getting positive reviews.
When did that come
scores. Out? Same year, I think it was 2010.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then in 2011 you got Sonic Generations. I think it was 2011.
It was. You had a poster years ago of it on your wall. I remember that.
Well, year doesn't matter. I think I can look it up right now.
Yeah. But
Sonic Generations.
Yep, November 1st, 2011.
Yeah. You got Sonic Generations, which was. Not only modern Sonic gameplay, which is the Sonic Unleashed gameplay.
Right.
They also revived classic Sonic gameplay, which is the 2D type of Sonic style, which a lot of fans been missing, and it's been Sonic 4 has been criticized for having very stiff controls.
Right.
For because the thing about Sonic 4 was, It didn't have the when fans complained about the physics for that game.
Gotcha.
Sonic doesn't move smoothly at all. He feels stiff.
Gotcha.
He
feels kind of locked to your.
Yeah.
Okay.
He feels super stiff, and it's very noticeable if you were to play if you were to touch a classic game.
Are you saying Sonic feels better loose?
Huh?
Are you saying Sonic feels better loose?
I'm sorry. You want to make a dirty joke out of it?
No, I'm sorry.
But
no, people really found that didn't happen.
Yeah,
the natural gameplay style of Sonic. So of course, Generations comes along, goes back, brings some nice elements from the classic
And
style.
they kind of get the fit the physics to feel right of classic Sonic.
Right.
He feels more mobile. Because because the thing about Sonic 4 is, it was lazy made as in the way of it reuses the same engine from Sonic Rush, which is the Sonic Rush engine is also used on the DS version of Sonic Colors, by the way.
Gotcha.
So like, cause you know how you're boosting and shit in that game.
Yeah.
Imagine that game without the boost. If you were to play Sonic Rush without the boost, Sonic would feel stiff.
Of course. Yeah.
So cause you know how you're just constantly boosting in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without it, you lose a complete element that really doesn't feel natural.
Sonic 4 was that game without the boost.
Wow.
And it feels incredibly stiff.
Gotcha.
So like in Sonic Generations, they got the classic Sonic physics right. Also it was generally just a good game, and some people say it was like one of the best. It was one of their favorite Sonic games ever, and it just got positive review scores, positive criticism from the fans itself. Right. Sonic was up.
Coming back into popularity.
And then the release of Lost World came around.
And Lost World was 13? I think it was 13.
It was 13.
Yeah.
2013
because 12 was transformed. Right?
Well, I skipped something. After Sonic Generations, Sonic 4 Episode 2 came out, and it fixed some of the problems and not really much. It was still an okay game. Still got positive scores.
Right.
As well.
So overall,
and then Sonic All Stars Racing Transform came out.
Of course, so Sonic the brand was reviving. It felt like it was coming back.
Yeah, so he had such a good streak going.
Yeah.
And then you got Sonic Lost World coming out in 2013.
My God.
It got mixed reviews from critics, but mostly most of those reviews weren't positive.
Right, you did a review on this.
They were very in between.
You did a review on it yourself, right?
Yeah, I say it was one of the most boring Sonic games I ever played.
Right, and it's on your channel.
And the 3DS version is one of the worst Sonic games I ever played.
Jesus.
Because while the Wii U version has the most boring level design, the 3DS version just has the worst level design, the most frustrating level design, the kind of level design you get mad at.
Right.
And the Wii U version has the level design you get bored at. So you just got
there's nothing that really was. There was no great element of any of the releases. That's
it was because we assumed they had something going because they just because they had a boost gameplay for Sonic Sonic Color. They were using the same boost gameplay for Sonic from Sonic Unleashed to Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations. So we have a standard Sonic formula going, so we're gonna stay with this gameplay, right? Jesus. They just changed it up for when Lost World for some reason. The controls are just so weird, right, and for a casual player, you will not. It'll take you a while to get how to even play the game.
The controls were extreme. Or you had to get. There was a. I'm trying to think of the words here. For some reason, they made it a lot more difficult for even people who are used to Sonic to get used to controls that should be natural in your hand. You should be able to understand Sonic, and they completely did a flip on what Sonic itself. Again, they screwed up the
thing about it is every button on the controller was put to use.
Right.
That's terrible. Because you go back all the way back to the classic Sonic games. The best things about those, all you need is one button. One is it's a jump, and the jump also has in Sonic 3. The jump also has multiple properties.
Right.
So it was always just one button and a control.
Flow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the 3D games they have two buttons. So and some of the other games have more buttons. But interface was simple.
Exactly.
Sonic Lost World is just everywhere.
It throws away everything that Sonic kind of represents in terms of gameplay style.
Yeah,
and
it's slow. It's the level design is heavily based off Mario to where why did they design the level around around with the character that doesn't play like he should play, that doesn't feel like he doesn't play this level well.
Right.
It's you imagine I took Gran Turismo, right?
And you turned it into Need for Speed.
No, imagine I took Gran Turismo, right?
Right.
You got the same controls as Gran Turismo and everything, right? You got the Gran Turismo car.
Of course.
I just put it in a Need for Speed track or a Mod Nation Racers track.
Oh God, no.
That doesn't work.
It doesn't work, of course. And so of course when you jump in and you go into the idea of, I want to talk about both. This build up to Sonic. I want to talk about both this teaser that we got, and of the next Sonic game in 2017, and the Sonic game. Obviously, obviously the 2017 is the Sonic game that should have been coming out this year for the 20th anniversary. Instead, we have Sonic Mania. You said you were very excited in your video about the guy that's going into this, but you were also, what was it, unsure about the way that it looked?
Going back to the thing, and like, you know, Sonic 2014 Sonic Boom, and then like
I forgot about Sonic Boom.
So, and then
so like downhill.
That game was just bad all around. It just like went downhill, and so after that, 2015 Sonic game.
Oh, it wasn't. I thought Rise of Lyric. Wasn't that?
So that was 2014. That was a game that like
that was the game from
that like confirmed Sonic's
was dead again.
Yeah.
Okay. You can only knock a character out so many times before you really just destroy his brand completely. But
yeah, so and like 2015, there was like no game. It's also like a first in Sonic history that like he had like a big break like this.
So he usually had a yearly release?
Yeah.
Usually it was. Wow.
There was usually like it wasn't even always mainstream. There was at least a Sonic game released every year.
Something like Zero Gravity or something even something as that.
Yeah,
like every
a new Sonic game every year. For the first time in his history, he went on hiatus. That was actually something pretty. That's weird. That was actually it was like so. Like the only thing we got in 2015 was the Sonic Runners app.
Jeez.
And like nobody would.
Of course, that's like what the come on, give us something. That's what did you so?
Yeah, so like
So going into 2016,
I mean, we're not. The only thing we're getting is Lego Sonic.
Oh yeah, Mania isn't until early 2017, and then late 2017 is that teaser that we got. We don't know what it's going to fully be yet. I finally have a little bit better knowledge of or I can finally actually talk about Sonic here, because while I have only I only have a few knowledgeable points about Sonic overall. What I'd say about this trailer that we saw, I want to talk about the one that's coming in toward the later end of 2017. I'm optimistic for that game, but we don't know. We don't know what that game really entails. Again, we saw, and I said this multiple times before in prior podcasts. I think that you should really that opening sequence from Sonic, I think it was 2006. Sonic Unleashed. Sonic Unleashed. I'm sorry. The opening sequence of that really, I think, is one of the most beautiful opening sequences that I've ever seen of any game. This was another great opening sequence, but again, that does not tell us the true nature of the game. It doesn't give us a true sense of what the game. It gives us an idea of what the game's plot is going to be, but it doesn't give us much of anything. So I'm optimistic.
We're talking about 2017, right?
2017, yeah. Because I don't really care. I don't really care for the back.
It's a teaser. Every Sonic game like so far it comes out with a little teaser.
Right.
Nobody knows how to make this game either. Not even Sonic fans. It's just like
Sonic and of course.
Cause Sonic they do the same thing with every Sonic game. They release a CG trailer, and and they won't you don't know what to make it out of it.
Right.
With Sonic I remember with Sonic Generations, with Sonic Colors, it was just Sonic running, and then you see like the little alien wisps come by, and what's that? You see who are those little characters?
Exactly.
And with Sonic Generations, you see Sonic running through a empty colorless green hill zone, and then you see classic Sonic come out of nowhere. Holy crap! What the heck is that?
Right.
And
I remember I remember that trailer for Generations. I remember seeing that.
With this one, it's
it reminds me a little bit of the Final Fantasy trailer we got in 2013. Because everything looks like it's the end of the world, and
what this trailer tells us it's going back to Sonic. The story wise, it seems like it's going back to a serious tone.
Right.
Because Sonic for his recent games has been
a lot more lighthearted.
He's a lighthearted comical tone. Sonic Unleashed was the last game to have a semi serious tone.
Right.
It was one of the first games to be really comical with his story.
Okay.
But it had a semi-serious tone. After Sonic Unleashed, like all the games like story modes, like it was like it was like very lighthearted.
Okay.
Stories.
Right.
Like what Sega didn't mention before is like they're going to leave the comedy aspect to Sonic Boom. The Sonic Boom series, and like
okay, good.
The regular Sonic games will go back to having semi-serious plots with like
I think Sonic works with a serious plot with maybe some quips that Sonic does good with quips.
Yeah.
Nothing really stupid, but good quips like of comedy. That's it. Good timing.
It can work. If they can make it work, it can work. There are there are a couple games that like it goes too far at being serious.
Yeah.
Like for like a cartoon blue hedgehog.
Yeah.
But
it doesn't give us too much like we
okay, so like from the looks of it, from the moves he's doing, it's going back to like it seems like it's going back to like Sonic Unleashed style gameplay. Cause you see him doing all the moves in the trailer, like all the moves he does from those games. You see him he does it like the ground pound side kick, little spin dash. It looks like he's kind of boosting a bit.
Right.
You have classic Sonic back. So what this tells is like, they're
going back to the
it's not gonna be another Sonic Generations where we're rehashing old levels and making them renew again.
Right.
We might have like entirely new levels or entirely new concept, but like we might have like the 3D aspect of it and the 2D class, which like I really like that.
I would love to see. Yeah, that would be a very nice thing to bring back. It'd be very exciting. I'm curious about what this will entail. Of course, coming out at the end of 2017. One cool thing everyone really was excited about was it had, of course, the end of the video has an NX logo on it. Well, again, we still don't know what NX is, but again, Xbox. Finally, we're getting PS4, Xbox One title from Sonic. So.
What's really weird is join the resistance. That tagline. That's weird. That's weird because like it makes it sound like an MMO or something.
It's like what?
What?
Join the resistance of bad Sonic games or?
No, this trailer is kind of weird. It's like you see like Sonic in an apocalyptic like world looking area, and then like the tagline at the end is join the resistance. Like okay, this is definitely going to have a serious tone to it.
Right.
Like no doubt about that. Unless if it's not a serious tone, I'm gonna be surprised because this trailer is will be misleading as fuck.
I mean, I would hope so. I mean, from this,
I'll be curious. I don't mind what kind of tone Sonic takes as long as they kind of make it work with the writing.
Right. And
as long as it doesn't take itself too seriously.
Right. Now, of course, we had Sonic. No, the other, of course, release that we got or news that we had very recently was Sonic Mania, which you said is coming out 2017, but still, I love this trailer. I think that the way that they designed it, unlike the Project Sonic that we had, really had a nice animation style. You got the titles really come to life. I love the way that they did it. It looks really nice, and the way that they really give homage to Sonic over the past 25 years is beautiful. Again, I mean, this looks very interesting. I mean, I know you probably are excited about it. I'd like the.
I told you I mentioned I'm just like okay with the idea. It's like I do like its existence, even though it's probably should exist a lot earlier around the Sonic 4 era because people were like complaining about Sonic 4 everywhere when that game first came out. But like I do like the thing about this game is it fulfills a lot of things. Like Christian Whitehead who's working on this.
Right.
He made the Sonic CD ports and the Sonic 1 and 2 ports for the Android.
Okay.
And those are really good ports.
They're natural ports.
And they even added some.
They flow good.
Yeah, they're really good ports, and they added some extra features and stuff.
Okay.
And people was like, Sega should just really if this was ever Sega should just partner up with Christian Whitehead and maybe make a 2D game, make an original 2D game with them. That's a lot of people were thinking they should have done. They're actually doing it now.
Right.
And this is and it's pretty cool.
Of course.
I also like how the Wii U just isn't like I mentioned this in my video. The Wii U just isn't a console anymore.
Yeah, we're finally getting to that point where it's like, okay, Wii U, yeah, you're done.
It's
over.
The damn thing is a fucking toaster.
It's
at
done.
This point.
Talking. Hey guys, if you're listening to this on At Democracy, I want you to send me some questions, whatever questions you want. The reason why I brought this to At Democracy is that I'd like more people to listen to it, and I think that the network here really enjoys my content. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to have you guys send me some questions if you want, about anything really. I'm also going to have another podcast, Cartoon Chat, which will be reviving and coming back on Sundays. So guys, sending questions at techgamingpodcast@gmail.com. That's again, techgamingpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. I'm Bryan Swan, and keep watching. This is Tech Gaming Podcast. About throwbacks and nostalgia, let's go into, this is an awful segue, but let's talk about this. Of course, I think about a week ago, we had news that Nintendo is making a classic NES system. You have an NES system, but I found this to be really exciting. But funny thing is, I think people are kind of glossing over this. This is just a redesign. This is a redesigned Wii Mini. If you think about it, it's just pretty much, very simply put, a redesigned Wii Mini. What should we do with the hardware that didn't sell well as a Wii?
Well, actually, you can say that it's like it probably could be the Wii, but with the Virtual Consoles game stamped in.
Yeah, because remember you couldn't get anything with the Wii Mini. It was internet free. You couldn't get internet connected to it. You couldn't get any GameCube games on it. You couldn't get even the GameCube controller on it. This is literally the same thing.
How small did they mention the?
It's significant. It's really small. It's like this here. It's really small. It's smaller than the PS2.
Can you open the little thing?
You can't open it. It's
That's the point. Because even with the Sega Genesis plug and play, you can plug actual Sega Genesis games into it.
Yeah, I know.
And it comes with built in. And it comes built in with freaking I think 60 Sega games.
Yeah,
50. Yeah.
50 or something. Yeah, I know this comes bundled with 30 Nintendo classics. It comes bundled with that. An extra controller is only $10, which I think great. I'm glad that they didn't overdo it. This makes sense. And yeah, overall, this is I think solid console for people that really want a classic NES. What I'm looking forward to, I really don't know why.
Well, not really being classic NES.
It's literally just it's a plug and play system. It's something that you find from Fairly Dollar.
How much is it?
It's I think $60.
It's kind of pointless because it would be cooler if they managed to I don't know, do some put add a light gun, have it play actual NES games.
Oh no, it would be. I don't understand why they didn't go further with this, but that's what I'm saying. It's just a Wii Mini, slightly just you didn't.
No,
care
but the thing about the Wii, you can find a used Wii for that same price or cheaper, and the Wii still has an active Virtual Console.
I don't understand. But I think more people are more interested in. The unfortunate thing is this, right? If NES Classic doesn't sell well, they're not going to keep moving on these consoles, and people are looking forward to an SNES Classic and an N64 Classic. Now, you can still buy stuff off the Virtual Console, that makes sense.
I would get an N64 Classic.
But I'd love to see a small little N64. I'd love to see that weird design.
Because you can emulate N64, NES and SNES easily, but an N64 mini would be something kind of unique.
Oh, it would be beautiful. I know that you can. We had emulators at our school of N64.
Or yeah,
but there was still I'd love to see the design of the console, and I love to see.
The thing about the emulators are they're hard. N64 games are a little bit harder to emulate than
those two, SNES and NES.
Yes, because not all because playing on a computer, not all those games. I remember all those games were perfectly.
No, they didn't work properly. But yeah, the idea between the NES Classic and then I think that the funny thing is PlayStation could easily do this. I was thinking about it PlayStation currently has a situation where they can't go backwards compatible. They didn't put a backwards compatible. They didn't make their hardware backwards compatible with PS1, PS2, or PS3, and they have a PlayStation. They have the little PlayStation TV. Little mini PS Vita cartridge TV system.
Yeah.
And so they've dabbled into something very similar to what Nintendo did with the Wii Mini. I think that this opens up the opportunity for PlayStation to go and say, hey, let's make a PlayStation 2 Mini. And Like I think that you could have just as success. I think that this will be successful. We'll see. We'll see at the end of the year. Because of course Nintendo, I don't know how well they're doing now.
It'd be cool to actually have a place to release the Ape Escape library. Which is like it's pissing me off right now. It's like the Ape Escape 2 and 3 on the PS2, and there's the only ways to get them if you buy a PS2 because they're first party Sony properties by the way.
But they're not in the store.
They're not in the store, and there's not an Ape Escape collection, even though there's 3 main series games, and that's enough games to make a collection.
They left it there to sort of die.
And it also has a dozen spin-offs, so it's what.
It doesn't make any sense. I'm surprised really, but then again, there's no developer out there that there are developers out there, but they're working on things that aren't platformers anymore.
Yeah.
Of course, you have a great team working on Knack 2 though. Everyone's looking for Knack 2.
Oh my god, that's an actual thing.
Yeah, that's been confirmed. The Knack 2. I still think that it's Jak and Daxter. I still think that team is actually working on the Jak and Daxter reboot.
I have faith. Knack. I've got faith. Okay, Knack was boring as fuck. But I have faith. You can turn it into a fun game.
You can,
if possible. I'm curious to see if this is any better.
I mean, look, I guess Knack could be fun. They could add elements, but why not just go and use your library of exclusive characters that you used in PlayStation All Stars? Pick one. And just shove them into a game. Come on.
The thing about Knack is I get the concept. You get the more shit you collect, the more bigger you get. You don't feel it though. You just feel the same.
Yeah, it's natural.
It's such a goddamn boring action game. It's one of the most boring beat 'em up action games I've played.
Gotcha. Yeah. But I think that it's open. I think that just swing back to.
Yeah,
NES Classic and these plug-and-play consoles that could dominate the world. I think that this is the first from a first party. I think that can really sort of dominate. I'd love to see a Game Boy. I'd love to see a Game Boy as well.
That would be fucking awesome.
I think that Nintendo could rule the portable space again if they just made a
mini Game Boy.
Or just even a Game Boy size Game Boy where it was just
that's what I was talking about. A mini game, it's to get a mini Game Boy and it just has a bunch of Game Boy systems built in.
Yeah,
I think that'd be cooler to be honest.
Yeah, because of course it's not. I think Game Boy Advance games aren't on Virtual Console at all.
They are
for 3DS, are they?
No, not Game Boy Advance. No.
Yeah, that's why I'm it still doesn't make any sense. But if they did,
if they're on Wii U though.
Come on,
I'm fucking
portable. I don't understand.
You know what's funny? Even you got 3D, you got DS games, Virtual Console on the Wii U, but you don't have DS game Virtual Console on the 3DS, which.
What the fuck?
It's backwards. The Wii U eShop has Game Boy Advance games and Nintendo DS games.
Right.
So you expect that stuff to be
just
on the
able
3D.
To port or able to be played on 3DS. There's no common sense. There's no.
And people found a way to emulate that shit when they homebrewed the 3DS. So it's the technology is there to make it work.
And they don't. And they're not.
That's the worst thing about it?
What?
They've done it themselves too, Nintendo, putting Game Boy Advance games on the 3DS. But you can only get those if you're part of the Ambassadors program, which was back in
special programs.
If you bought it's for people. God. It's only for people who bought the 3DS back when its original price, before the price drop.
I'm sorry. That's
and you can never be a part of the Ambassador program if you never did that.
Of course.
So it's it's both and it's the worst part. They didn't give anyone the option to buy these games. You only have the option to buy these games. They're just they're only there if you just bought the 3DS back then.
Right. I mean,
it's what the
Nintendo's
why?
Done some really stupid stuff.
It's
I think that realistically, that is one of the paramount stupid things that's still out there today that should be fixed, but they haven't fixed it yet. I mean, 3DS is their best-selling console right now, on the line right now. Not past. I'm talking their present lineup. What could really bring some more people into the 3DS could be some new GBA titles, getting people interested in that back catalog, and one way that they could actually save it's one way that they could actually save 3DS. Or just bring some more money into their pocket is to make a Game Boy sort of plug-and-play, not plug-and-play, but just portable system, have a natural flow to that, and go from there. The window is open. I think that this is a good start at a price that maybe if it was $49.99, it would be cool, but $59.99 kind of borderline. I might still get one. I think my mom would blow her mind out if her mind would be blown because that was her console. So this is a callback, I think, for people who really love those titles and doesn't really want to invest in finding a NES original.
Well, you got the controller there, so you get that classic feeling to it.
Of course, yeah.
It's like okay, I guess for only because of the controller, it has that nostalgicness.
Exactly. If it was a Game Boy, it would not have worked.
Because either that, then you might as well buy the games on the Wii U library.
Exactly. Yeah.
The thing about it is there's like so much more they can probably do with this. Like I would like them to make like a mini light gun, or like even better, what people really go crazy for if they were to make a mini Rob. Have you ever heard? Have you ever heard?
Are you talking about
the robot?
Yeah,
the robotic operating buddy for like the NES, which if you look on eBay, it's like $500 freaking.
I wouldn't. Well, that would be. I think that if this blows over proportionally, Nintendo still wouldn't do it because it would still cost too much. I think that Nintendo, as much as it would be great for this console and would really make some revenue, they still wouldn't do it. I think that there are things that Nintendo, like we talked about.
Well, the route wouldn't cost too much because now it's just a fucking. I mean, it does shit a McDonald's toy can do. It just moves left and right and put disc there.
Right. I mean, it would. Yeah. Still, I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
I'd love to see. I'm just saying, Nintendo of all companies is so hesitant on doing things.
People will go crazy
so slowly.
So many nostalgia fans go crazy for that little mini Rob. Everyone will want one on their little shelf.
Exactly.
I still between these 3 years, one day I swear by 2018.
By 2000. Before 2019,
I will have a Rob on my shelf. I don't care how expensive on the internet. I want one for the authentic sake.
Right. That's cool. Okay. Yeah. That would be kick-ass, man. Talking about value about the Wii U, which these Passovers are awful. I'm sorry. I'm trying. But these Passovers, I'm trying. Talking about the affordability and the value of Wii U. Wii U's still $299 out there. Xbox is about to release the Xbox Model S. That'll be 500 gigs standard. It'll have HDR for higher resolution gaming and a better controller, and that's as well as a stand that comes bundled in with it for $299. You have a 1 terabyte model that's going to be $349. A 2 terabyte for $399, which means that the original Xbox One will be priced at $249. Now, even at last generation's value, like last gen Xbox 360, PS3, there was no console except for the Wii that was as cheap as what the Xbox One was starting to sell at. So $249 right now, just in general for the game space. I don't know if Xbox can catch up, but they're definitely giving us options out there to really get into this console. I'm actually very interested in getting it. I've been interested since the switch up and the price drop. I've been interested since the original price drop, where they went to $399 in the Xbox One. But I mean, they have the games lineup, they have the affordability, they have the value, they still have the TV functionality. They now have an Xbox. They have the Windows 10 streaming thing, where you can just stream your games to a Windows 10 device. I mean, you have a Windows 10 computer.
Yeah.
You have the performance too. You could probably stream a PC, Xbox One game.
The screen on my computer is effing up.
Oh really?
It's still fine. It's just the window apps are not working.
What do you mean not working?
Okay, you know the Windows Store, right?
Oh God.
Those apps for some reason are not working.
Oh God, Windows 10. I forgot.
Everything else.
Well, I forgot. Windows 10 is an actual fuck up, isn't it? Windows 10 is a giant bowl of shit.
Yeah. Right now. I even reset my computer to where
original settings.
It resets the entire operating. There's two you have those two options. You reset the operating system entirely and delete everything.
Did you delete everything?
I reset the operating system entirely, but kept all the personal files.
Good.
I just have to re-download all the EXEs.
Right.
And when I did that, everything was still effing up, and even worse is I have this little sign on my at the bottom of my computer activate Windows. When I tried that, the thing the wrong with the Windows apps are they're not connecting to the internet.
Oh, so they're just like.
Yeah, like yeah.
Do you have internet?
Yes.
And they're still not. Right,
all the other stuff is all the other apps are connected to the internet.
That sounds like a swamp bucket. Jesus
yeah, all
Christ.
the other apps are connected to the internet, and I can use like plenty other browsers that use the internet too. But like when I use Microsoft Edge, it doesn't really connect to the internet, or I can't really download anything.
Okay, you use Chrome though, right? Please tell me you use Chrome. Thank God. Okay, good. Don't use Microsoft Windows. Don't use
I was
Edge.
using Edge when it was.
Don't use Edge or Explorer or any of that garbage.
It was just there, so it was like working fine. But like, but now like it's like I can't download anything off it, and it's like barely connected to the internet.
Right.
Same with the Windows Store. I can't download any more apps from the Windows Store because it's just not connected to the internet. I keep getting like error code X00 or some shit.
Have you checked online to see what that error code means?
Yeah, I've
And do multiple people have that problem? Or is it just like
apparently, but I haven't gotten a real solution to it. So like I'm probably gonna end up like one day just like taking it to Geek Squad or something.
And finding out, yeah, make sure.
Like I want a solution to where I don't have to delete my shit either.
Of course, you want your hard drive should be fine. It seems like a shitty software internet fuck up from Windows.
Yeah, because like the only thing that's like fucking me over right now is like besides not being able to like download apps from the Windows Store.
You can't download apps from the Windows Store anymore because that's not registering the internet.
Yeah.
So.
Cause like also that and like I can't activate my Windows because like it can't do it automatically because that can't connect to the internet.
Jesus.
And apparently it says you can get the code from from the person you bought it from or something like that, and like I looked at all the boxes, like I don't have a code because I got my thing from Best Buy.
Do you probably look at your receipt or something?
Yeah.
But I don't
that thing's probably long gone. I
don't fuck. Okay. Back to as we look at no, it's a natural flow. It's the tech game podcast. We gotta add some technology in here sometime. But
one more thing. I can't install new fonts either.
What the fuck do you mean you can install fonts?
When I try to install fonts, an error message pops up. So like that's why I wasn't able to make a thumbnail for the Sonic Mania video.
Just use Canva, dude. Like I showed you Canva. Just use
Canva.
That probably.
Because I was trying to install the little Sega font what I used for the Canine Biscuits logo.
Right.
Because I was trying to like put in the words impressions in like the little Sega font, but I couldn't do that because I couldn't install the Sega font.
This thing is fucking up big time.
Yeah, I can still edit.
You can still do a lot, but it's fucking you up.
Yeah. It's like fucking me up. It's like it's minor irritating stuff, but like it's stuff that like I gotta fix that at some point.
To the Tech Game Podcast about democracy. Well, out of the darkness of Microsoft, which of course we're gonna talk about Microsoft again, like after we talk about Xbox One. But out of the darkness of Microsoft, we're gonna go into a light situation here, which is Xbox One, or kind of light if you have positive thoughts on Xbox One. Xbox One, of course, like I said before, it's now $249. Really puts it at $100 less than PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 has been dominating sales. Xbox One has games. I think everyone's kind of like, everyone's okay with Xbox. Everyone's like, all right, it's cool. I think it's the player base now. The player base is over at PlayStation, and Xbox One has truly. It's been a console that, from the beginning, it's like, oh, well, you guys were really being arrogant assholes, and now you're trying to bring us back with these games. I think that Halo 5, all the Forzas that have come out, Gears of War 4 is coming out, you have the Red Replay, you have Sunset Overdrive, there are more than enough games. You have Quantum Break, there are countless games, more than 20 exclusives right now. I think that there are more than enough exclusives, and there are more than enough third-party games with exclusive content to say to jump on Xbox One at this point in time. I mean, they have more exclusives than PlayStation still.
It's like one of the consoles to have along with the for the 8th generation, because like you only have two options, and like because like those two options, usually mostly spoiled kids or like rich kids will like get both anyway.
I have the Xbox and PlayStation
4.
And my mom was rich enough to give me a Wii U too, so cool.
I know plenty of people who has that, so like I'm gonna eventually do that myself.
Right. But still, yeah.
Like it's like can I talk about the Wii U for a second?
As an 8th generation console?
No. Like, no.
Just the
like,
fact that it's less, that it's now.
I'm sorry.
Dead. Yeah, I mean, look, Nintendo. I thought last Christmas was gonna say, all right, it's been $299 for a year and a half now. Let's drop it to $249 so that we can at least get more revenue from this console. It's still at $299 in more than 3 years after it comes out, and whatever you may think of this console, it does not deserve to be at $399.
The thing about that is, like, Nintendo is, like, not even treating it any better.
I mean, they're not giving it any...
It's getting a low treatment for the Wii U. It's getting worse and worse. It's like, besides having a little third-party support, at this point, it's barely having any third-party support. When third parties are, like, making a new game, like, Wii U is, like, the afterthought. You just, like, yeah, it's like when you see a new, like, a game that actually is, like, for, like, Xbox 360 and Xbox One and PS4,
right.
and it comes to the Wii U eShop, people are surprised, like, oh, it's on for Wii U too.
I think the recent one was Lego Marvel Superheroes, right? That was or DC, which one was it? It was Lego.
Yeah.
That was the most recent one that came out, and it was, like, shocking. I mean, there's very few titles that come out on universally plus Wii U.
Because the thing about it is, like, even because, like, you go back to the Wii, right?
Right.
It was that was underpowered as well. But the thing about it is, like, it was Nintendo, like, not only Nintendo was still, like, treating it well around this point in time. Like, third party still liked it. They were still making shit shovelware for it. It was still getting a share of, like, what's new coming out. So, like, you got, like, the new HD game coming out, and so, like, some companies will, like, make, like, a very downgraded 6th generation graphical port of that game. Like, you get, like, I remember, like, sometimes from a few of the Call of Duty games,
right?
They would release a very downgraded version to the Wii.
Exactly.
Because people have the Wii, and there's money there.
Yeah, that happened until, like, I think 2012, right? I mean, that was that constant. I mean, it's still. I think there's still, like, 1 or 2 games that still. I think Just Dance. No, last year. I'm sorry. That was the last time for Just Dance. I think last year's title was still for Wii, right? Like, Wii was still getting support with these third-party titles because it's just a successful. Like, okay, well, we can port it, and people will still buy titles on it, and. That was pushing it, just like similar to PlayStation 2, where people still put third-party games on it because of the success and the revenue from it. And and of course, Wii was just getting that treatment of, okay, we're going to drop the price. We're going to care for people that are interested in this console, and we're going to, keep people interested in this device. But what we've seen from Nintendo is a pure, almost disrespectful level of, like, lack of care for this console, because if you really cared about it, you'd say, all right, let's cut the price. Let's make it valuable. We want to give it a value proposition for you.
Yeah, because the thing about it is, like even Nintendo is because the Wii U is, like, it's a failure, and Nintendo knows that. But now, even, like, release wise, or treatment wise, they're even treating it like a failure.
Right.
Because, like, there's barely anything, like, this year, there's barely anything coming out for it.
Right.
And like, they're, the most, and their, like, biggest game, like, Zelda,
it's being pushed back just for an X.
An X.
I mean,
so, like, you like,
the treatment
you have Zelda, but we're also gonna have the NX better looking, better processing version on the NX.
Sort of a slight fuck you, if not a large fuck you to fans. Like, oh, you can wait. Wait. You're good. You guys can wait for this.
I guess, like, their last AAA game on the system was Star Fox, but nobody paid attention to it.
Yeah, I mean...
It was pretty funny, because I was so hyped up of, like, the E3 before it was announced, because... Oh, we're working on a new Star Fox. We're working on a new
Star Fox. It's gonna be great. It's
like everyone. Oh, Star Fox is coming back. I think it was also the head game of like of the E3 afterwards.
Yeah, no, it was
the direct.
Yeah, no, they were. It was 2014. They announced it. They had a little teaser of it. 2015. It was center stage for it. But the problem was the fact that that game looked awful. And even though graphically they upped it. That mentality from E3 stuck with that game for the rest of its life until it released, and people were just like,
nobody cared about it either.
No one cared. That was the problem, and it was on Wii U, and it was like, okay, it's for Wii U. I mean, okay, and I think
it's like people don't even talk about that game exists, and
they don't talk about it anymore either. Like
what they really missed out on is like having online multiplayer, Star Fox dogfighting.
Right.
That's what a lot of people wanted,
and they didn't even have
because there was what was cool, like on the 3DS Star Fox.
The port, right?
Yeah, Star Fox 3D. There was like a little multiplayer game, the dogfighting.
Really?
And it's local only, by the way.
But of course you do. Yeah,
what's cool is to kind of show your face with the camera. Like I thought that was pretty cool.
Of course.
Like if the Wii U does something like that, like online dogfighting, it would probably still be somewhat relevant or something.
Of course, I compare the Wii U's sort of. When we look at the price, Xbox One $249 and Wii U $299. I mean, there were. I have, of course, a playlist top best consoles to buy in 2016, and Wii U's like dead last. But again, and it was between Wii U and it was between Vita, and for both of those consoles, I've dabbled in my mind for a very long time. Should I buy this console? Is there a reason to buy this console? What's the point for buying this device? And for Vita, what stopped me was I mean, they dropped the price. That's great, but the memory cards were still ridiculously priced. I mean, it was still a premium price tag for a device that didn't need to be. And then for Wii U, I mean, it needs a price drop. And I was like, all right.
The thing about the Wii U is
it needs a price drop. That was it.
Yeah. The thing about
great. Sorry. Great. It has a great lineup of titles. It lasts for it has a great lineup. It's been around for a very long time. It has many features that are cool, but if they just dropped it by maybe $100 or $50, it would actually give you a lot more of a value, especially when you look at the other 8th generation consoles. But you would go ahead.
Like the thing about the Wii U, it's only worth buying if you're already a fan of their first party properties,
right?
Their pre-existing first party properties,
right?
Because other than that, I guess some of the original games on there is okay, because I mean there's Splatoon. But now the community, it's still a good game. It's just the community is not as hype as it used to be. It's not the hot topic anymore.
It's been a year. I mean that's to be expected. I think Nintendo expected Star Fox to take that and say, all right, now it's Star Fox's time, and it didn't happen. Yeah. I mean, Splatoon, I remember, dude, that thing was blowing. That thing came out in the summer. By the end of the year, people were still losing their minds about that game. By Christmas, people were still like, oh, I need to play Splatoon. That was still a game on people's minds. But now it's been a year. I mean, they closed out the Splatfest. They're having no more Splatfest. What Splatfest is these little events that take I think once a month or something. Right.
It's you all the stages turn to night, and you vote. You have a vote between two teams, cat versus dog. What you vote for, and who's gonna win, and by the end of the weekend, you get the winner.
Right.
So they ended the Splatfest.
Ended the Splatfest, and
there's no more Splat. The online is just gonna. So the online community is gonna be there.
Yeah, the excitement is slowly. It was just we'll drive it, and that's it. As long as it's popular, that's it. I mean, Nintendo dropped the ball once again on here's a reason to go out and buy Splatoon, and of course that's another thing, but. I mean, I think that the reason why we're talking about Wii U more than we are about Xbox One is because Xbox One, as much as it has problems at launch, it's a pretty damn great console to have. There is nothing really against that console anymore because of the things that Microsoft did. You go into it and it's all the television features, all the games all the exclusive games. Yeah. But when it comes down to games and all that stuff. just the lineup of features on the Xbox One, right? There's no reason not to buy it.
There's no reason not to buy it. It's like it has its own things, like just like this PS4 has its own things.
Right.
It's like
It actually has more things than PS4 until I think PSVR is going to change that, but for right now, Xbox One offers more. Like it offers backwards compatibility. You just have so many other things that the system features over what PlayStation 4 has, even the exclusive lineup.
I know the Xbox appeals more to a casual crowd, but it still does its own. It still does it just does its own. It's just there. It's like we're pretty much up to par with PlayStation. So the third part is we can put our games there too.
Yeah,
Sony's it's attending to both it has a very both a casual audience and also a bunch of audiences at the same time.
Right. It caters because it had that momentum that no one expected. Right. I mean, we can talk about Xbox now not having the dominance and going for more casual players, but I don't know. I think they have hardcore players in that audience too. I think that if you're racing,
Sony's obviously catering to
for everyone.
A bunch of it at the same time.
Sony's the every man console because of the fact that they made so much money at launch. I mean, they had a great marketing team. They had a great message, and that's what drove them to make so much money. And because they're making so much money, it's in the same place that Xbox 360 was, but even higher. Because of course, last gen Xbox 360 was 60 compared to PlayStation 3, the dominant leader.
I like how
it's
now
like
with this generation. I like how now this generation they're the Titans. Because it's like the Wii was surprisingly doing so good, and for such a low powered console, it was surprisingly doing really good, and Microsoft and Sony were definitely trying to compete with that.
Exactly.
But now it's what's funny is Nintendo is they were doing their own game.
They're doing their own system.
They're doing game. We're not in this console business. We're doing our own thing, and now that's gotten It's gotten to them. It's gotten to them. They can't say that and they can't do it anymore.
Of course.
They actually now have to compete.
It's unfortunate, but yeah, they can't. This has been the problem now from Wii and now Wii U. That's where they are. They dug themselves into this situation, and it's almost like if you were on a highway and you had 3 cars parallel to each other, and one of them just went off to a completely different road for one generation. And then for the second generation, they did the same thing. It's now they have to get back to the original road that the 2 other cars were already on for the very long time. And that's Nintendo. They have to get back to that road. They have to find their dominance. And gladly now we're in the spot where Xbox One seems like it's going to die. It looks like Scorpio is going to be launching at the same time as NX, at the same time as... Well, PS4.5 seems like it's coming out at the end of the year, but we don't know. They keep going back and forth with this rumor mill of PlayStation 4.5. We don't know, but
yeah. Well, a side note, I did kind of believe Nintendo when they said a lot of people was going back on this, but Nintendo said they're going to keep the Wii U and the NX running at the same time. I was believing a lot of people saying they said the same thing for the Game Boys and stuff, but that eventually got replaced. I was thinking they would go for maybe they will try it, maybe they will do it, and it's obvious you're not even
the way that they're showing it. It's the Wii U has been left in the it's going to be left in the dust. You can tell that they are putting all of their last ditch efforts into making a home console or whatever this console is. I think it's going to be a mix, but whatever it is. It looks as if all the software is it's just gone. Wii U, shut up, it's gone. But all this software is pushing into this NX system. We don't know what it's going to have at launch, but we damn well know it's going to be good. It has to be good. They can't sit on it.
Well, not going to be. It has to be.
Yeah, that's the problem. It has to be good. And and it's clear as day that original picture where the Wii U, the 3DS, and the NX were that was all in harmony. Wii U is going to be pushed to the side by 2018. Wii U is off the side, and that's just the truth of it. Wii U is dead in the water, and you know, whatever you may think of, just going back to Xbox One, which is the original topic. But I'll go ahead and talk about what we'll do. I'll probably call this Wii U Xbox One debate.
Yeah.
But the Xbox One, right? I mean, $249 puts it at a price that literally is the same price as a PS3 at GameStop right now. So like a good 500 gigabyte PS3, or you can get a good 500 gigabyte Xbox One. And that means you're getting either a last gen console or current gen.
See,
console.
like, what is the pricing for the Xbox One now?
$249.
Damn, yeah, and that is like that's lower than the Wii U, which is pretty damn sad. And technology's better.
The technology is that's what blows my mind every time I think about this. How is it that you guys are still at this price, and that's what makes me ridiculously upset about Nintendo's mindset. But
like that means the NX has to be something like beastly. If the Microsoft technology can't, I'm like assuming it's not cheap because of the price drop. Assuming it's that cheap, it's gotten cheaper now because the price drop. Yeah. It's it has to be like the technology has to be cheaper, meaning like, you know, Nintendo can spend a little bit more on having like a, you know, like a bigger like a Titan console.
Yeah, I mean, can they? I mean, come on. I don't know how much of a loss I know they said they made a loss every time. Right? I mean, Wii U was like they didn't want to make a loss, or did they want to make a loss? I can't remember.
I'm not sure. Like
I can't remember which one they made. They said I think they said they didn't want to make a loss, so they put it at that price tag. But I mean, at this point, cut your deficit. Make just.
Oh yeah.
You know, there's no point. But you know, Xbox One, great console. Guys, go out and buy it. It's $249. You know, and until we see
like really nice next to your PS4 that you already own.
Yeah. I think, you know. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go out and get an Xbox One.
I would definitely go out. It would like.
There are too many features. It's too good of a deal to go out.
Like with this generation, I might as well get both.
Yeah, I mean, and then of course for PS4 you have PSVR coming out as well. We have new games. You finally have a lineup of games for PS4 that make it worthy. So yeah, go out and buy both. But I think Xbox One has the lead right now.
The thing about like the Wii U, like I was so like. Back when it was new, when we were having a big debate on it,
right.
The reason I was so pushed up on the Wii U side is because even though the idea is not completely original, Nintendo has a way of making things innovative because the Wii came out as a surprise, and
exactly.
and the DS as well, and so is the 3DS, and like the thing about the Wii U is, you know, I assume they would have more things in the future, but
they haven't.
They barely most of their games barely use the functionality of the gamepad, or even, and when they do, and even some of the games when they do, it's really forced, and nobody and nobody really wants to play that, and they want a different option instead. Best example, Star Fox Zero.
Right.
Everybody's complaining okay, this game was on the controller. I'd like it better.
Exactly. Yeah. I think the Wii U is a tale of two different. It's a lost cause that could have been great. I mean, we talk about this over and over. Could have been great. Had the opportunity to be great. Nintendo went for that casual market again. Made a gamble. Said, hey, we're gonna go with this, and not go toward this. They went that direction. Made the revolution toward tablets this time, and it didn't pay off. And
they're really trying to sell themselves on their name recognition, especially with the
Wii U. Guys, it's Nintendo, and it's
you like
Wii
the
U.
Wii, now you get the Wii U, and all of our first party games
And I mean, wasn't there like a deficit of Wii U titles anyway at launch? Wasn't that also a difficulty with that console? I mean,
yeah, there was not much at launch. There was new Mario Brothers U.
But it took until I think 2014 to really get that lineup of games. I think 2014, I remember it was Mario Kart 8 that really was now you can now go out and buy a Wii U.
But the most popular games on that console is it's already established series.
Gotcha.
If you're a fan of that series. That's
you'll love this.
That's what probably will get you to buy that console. That's the reason some people have that console because they're fans of the series, and that's its major problem. Like its biggest, one of their biggest, new IP for that, for the Wii U that's selling is Splatoon, but that's it.
That's it.
I guess they don't and third parties want nothing to do with it.
Exactly.
So even some platformers are just are ignoring the Nintendo's console entirely because you would usually come to Nintendo's console for the platformers.
Right.
But even third party and indie developers are like, okay, we're gonna put our game on Xbox One and PS4 instead.
Yeah, there's no market here. There's no interest here. People aren't buying this console. Why would I spend money? Nintendo could have had a chance to dominate this year, and they didn't. They said, all right, we're going to go this direction. They could have dominated for the past 3 years, and they didn't. It's
because I think they kind of have that mentality, okay, we're going to sell ourselves with a name, we can be good without even really trying.
Right.
Well, they this time they actually have to try.
Yeah, they put themselves so much in hole, but talking about holes. No, I'm done with these. Transfer's over. All right, let's talk about... Hey guys, if you're listening to this on At Democracy, I want you to send me some questions, whatever questions you want. The reason why I brought this to At Democracy is that I'd like more people to listen to it, and I think that the network here really enjoys my content. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to have you guys send me some questions if you want, about anything really. I'm also going to have another podcast, Cartoon Chat, which will be reviving and coming back on Sundays. So guys, sending questions at techgamingpodcast@gmail.com. That's again, techgamingpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. I'm Bryan Swan, and keep watching. This is Tech Gaming Podcast. Let's go to the next thing here. We were going to talk about Windows Phone. Do you want to talk about Windows Phone? We could go into Windows Phone, or we could talk about our favorite video game controllers, and then we can wrap up with a final question from the audience. And yeah, and guys, you can email us at techgamingpodcast.
Okay. Wait, did we actually get a...
We actually got a question, finally. It only took us about 3 years. From techgamingpodcast@gmail.com, guys. That's where we are.
So let's start with...
techgamingpodcast@gmail.com.
Start with the Windows Phone first.
Yeah, because, of course, we went around Windows. We talked about Windows 10 for a little bit because you had a shitty situation with that. We went into Xbox One, but which is a really solid console. But, again... I think we've both gone into Windows phone experiences and then we both separated from there.
You're still getting separated now.
Well, I've had the ability to go into an iOS device. You've had the ability to go into an Android device, and so I wanted to finally bring up this conversation. Plus, this is the first full tech portion of a Tech Game Podcast where we finally talk about technology. So not to be forceful, but Windows Phone, awful services. I mean, there are there are operating systems that you would think were brilliant or that were bad. I'm sorry, there were operating systems that you would think that were bad, but I mean, how could Microsoft, of all companies, a software company, fail at making an OS for a phone? I mean, this should be in their blood. This should be something very simple. I mean, and there are elements that are really nice, like the OS. The user interface where you're just using tiles is brilliant. I love it, but the apps usually don't work. They crash. Some of the apps don't want to open. There are apps that aren't even there. Like there's no Notepad app because they want you to use Office all the time, and Office for me doesn't work. I mean, it worked for you.
It worked fine for me. I like using that app a lot.
Right, and so there were just many features of that. There are many features of the Windows OS that really just downright are awful.
Okay, the thing about the interface is, I love the interface. It's very, the design, the overall design of
it's
it.
Brilliant.
The way it's meant to be used is it's brilliant. It's simple. You got little simple squares. It's and
then you remember the live tiles, right? Where you could see live things like pictures move and it was brilliant. But then there were apps that didn't utilize it right, and then from the surface was a brilliant idea, so brilliant. But the apps,
everything is so simple.
it's the greatest opening. I mean, I have an Android, and then you have an Android. I think Android is kind of busy with stuff. I mean, it doesn't really have a pin. I think when it comes down to...
it's weird. Some Androids have, like, different, like, setups, interfaces. Because, like, I have an LG K7, and I look at my niece's Galaxy, and hers is, like...
a lot cleaner?
Different. Like, cleaner, and, like, icons are in different places.
Right. I think...
it's weird.
I think one thing where Microsoft kind of wins is just the simplicity of that home screen. Because I think with even Apple at times... you're looking for the app, and it's just like point. It's like in files in like these lineups that don't really fill well. But with the Microsoft user interface, it actually kind of it's flat and it's so simple. Unfortunately, there aren't enough apps to make that useful. Like
it barely works.
It barely works, and there aren't enough apps that make it useful.
It freezes like the main apps, the apps that are like installed into the phone and that are made by Microsoft themselves, they're the ones that freeze up the most.
Don't even work right. Yeah.
They're the ones that work the worst, and that's terrible.
Oh, try putting games on that thing. God, is it bad? There are some games that don't want to open. That'll just sit there. I mean,
it would take a long time to load.
Exactly.
Microsoft is like not like they have the money. But they're not trying to do anything about their app store.
No.
Because you see like you get commercials like everything is going on the app nowadays. Like you see you always see like now available on your local app store. You see Amazon, you see iOS, and you see Google Play, and like I'm like back then I was like wait where's the Windows logo?
Exactly. That was the one thing that really pissed me off. Microsoft of all companies, right? Has the money to go out and say, all right, guys, we would like you to bring your games to this device. We want to have an open software. We want to open up to software and allow you guys to go wherever, right? But they don't. It's so locked. It's so limited. And how is it so limited? It's Microsoft. How are you so limited?
Here's a funny story. Like I remember when I was in Otakon one time, and I wanted to see the schedule, right?
Right.
So like I was like, okay, how do I get a schedule? Like, oh, you can just check the app on your phone.
Oh God.
So I just like took out my Windows phone in my pocket, like, oh.
I can't even get an Otakon app. I can't even get a simple app to find out.
I can't get a simple app to find a schedule to Otakon. Like,
I've got to go to a website and use the shitty Internet Explorer app because that's the only browser app that's available because Microsoft wants to shove it down your throats that you can't use Google, Chrome, or anything. YouTube isn't even allowed on that thing. I mean, come on, Microsoft. Like that bitterness is ridiculous. It's so stupid.
No, it took them a long time to even make a YouTube app.
I don't know. They don't have really a YouTube app.
They do now.
I think it's a third party app that's not YouTube themselves. I believe that's the case because Google doesn't have Google and Microsoft haven't really it's like
I remember back then there was like a YouTube app that it was just like open up the web browser just go YouTube. Like I was like that's fucking stupid. Why did you?
What you mean? It's a shortcut. Shortcut to go to a web browser. Yeah, God. Yeah, I don't.
I don't know about your phone, but like I know like the SD card reader on my phone, it was like fucking slow as shit.
Yeah.
It was slow as balls. Every time I put something on there, it like take a while to like.
Yeah, I was like, why hasn't this file uploaded yet, or not uploaded? Why isn't this file added to this SD card yet? Why is this file taking so long to get to this SD card? Why is this phone not registering this on my SD card? Everything seems to be so hesitant and so slow, and I mean, it's what I want to think is that with my phone, right? I mean, you've seen it, I don't have it with me right now, but it's so like the design is so simple and so cool, and like we talked about, the user interface is so simple and cool. It looks like that phone that I remember going to the AT&T store and like, oh shit, this looks really good, and like looking and browsing through it and like, oh, this is a brilliant phone. It looks really nice, and it was a really good evolution to what you had back then, right? But God, this is the console is just so bad. I mean, the device is so bad that it didn't. It failed on so many levels, right? And again, the biggest problems that it had were the apps. Like you didn't even get like Crossy Road. I don't even think Crossy Road is an app that you can download on it. I think there are just apps that would clearly work. That should work on a OS, or on an operating system, on any operating system, and they just didn't.
Yeah, like my Windows Phone model, my fucking Nokia is like some shit.
Yeah, yours is I think 3 or 4 years old at this point.
It's there's no camera flash or anything. The battery life is ass.
Yeah.
It barely lasts more. The battery life barely lasts more than It barely lasts more than 6 or 5 hours, and I don't think it barely lasts more than 5 hours.
Or
So after a certain point and during the day, I'm not able to take phone calls.
I mean, I've seen my battery has begun to wear slowly.
Yeah.
Because I've had mine for about, I think, 5 or 6 months now. No, I'm sorry. No, I've had mine for about 9 months now. And the battery, it used to be where you could sit there and it would last for 2 days. Battery life incredible. And you're starting to it gets to this point where the battery is wearing out really quickly. That's surprising. It's odd how fast this battery goes out. But I think Microsoft just went with the bargain bin materials, and yeah, it kind of sucks.
Yeah, the weird thing about my model is my screen is freaking indestructible for some reason.
Right. my crack.
My friend Dante, also known as Blessing Terrors, has Twilight Drago. He had the same model as I did, and he told me he threw his phone against the wall very hard, and the screen is still fine.
Right.
Even if I did that with my Android phone, it probably would break easily.
It would crack. It would crack to pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, the screen is it's been through my bag. It's been falling on the floor and shit, and it's just the screen is just still perfectly fine.
Yeah, I know Nokia before Microsoft really changed over, because my phone is known as Microsoft Lumia. So when Microsoft fully bought out Nokia, they started doing this rechange. They redesigned the phones, and they just fully changed the lineup and didn't call them Nokia anymore. But you bought yours before Microsoft fully went in and destroyed the Nokia brand, or destroyed the Nokia brand, right? Nokias were known for reliability, and just if you dropped one, it would last, and that was Nokia's thing. But Microsoft really threw that out of the trash can. I dropped mine very stupidly, and it's gone. I mean, it's not gone, but it's cracked awfully. I mean, it's the generic same old. Your phone falls, it cracks. There's no backup, and that's how it worked. And it sucked, but yeah, I think that when it comes to design of phones, I don't know, they're okay. When it comes to the operating system and the apps, I mean, just home screen, cool, solid, amazing, sweet. The customization options by far are so beautiful. You can do so much of it. But the apps don't work. They're so slow. It's so awful. It really just does
that
not
search button gets in the way.
Oh my God! No, as many times as I accidentally pressed on that thing,
it's so annoying because it loads up another app.
Right.
It loads up the search app, and that's so annoying. Okay, with the Android, I'm not sure how I think the iOS just has one button. That's a square one, right?
It's the circle.
Yeah,
it's
a
circle.
One button.
It's a circle.
Because it's trying to do the thing with the Android where it just has three buttons.
Yeah.
I used to have one like that.
You have the back button. You have the back button to go back.
Of course.
And you have the main menu button, and you have the window button, and it just opens up windows.
Right.
And if you accidentally press that, you just click the screen again.
Yeah.
And you just click to your app. What happens is if you press that search button app, it's going to load up
another app.
It's going to load up the search, and even though it takes 3 seconds to load, it still takes over 1 second, and that's I know it doesn't sound like much, but that is it is time consuming.
Of course, you don't expect phones, to, especially in the modern time in which phones just move so quickly now. The processing power is ridiculous. You have speeds that just are instant. You don't ever, whenever there's a loading bar for anything, it just it slows everything down. You don't expect it. It's slow. It's ridiculous, and it's incredibly odd how these things move.
Yeah, it's you touch that little little search button. It just like it loads up.
Right. Yeah. Now, yeah, I just stole them. I was just fine. But yeah, very simple. I think you beta test. Majin. Hey, you're testing iOS 10, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this thing's very simple. I mean, you jump into the camera app. The one thing that I say over from this is different from like every single iteration update has been solid. iOS has done a great job upgrading from phone to phone. So this is so much better than what Microsoft brings to the table. Just the fact that you get updates anyway, and then the fact that this is just so simple. There's nothing that's been that I know that yours is your Android experience is simple. I've never had a more simple experience with this OS, right? And then the handy features that are on just on this device, on iOS devices are great. The apps that come standard actually are worth it. Of course, there's some apps that don't make sense, but like stocks, I know there are people that care, but I really don't care about stocks. But there are apps that come standard on this device that make sense and are valuable to the device. Microsoft phones lack so many apps that would really help out, make the experience so much simpler, make the experience so much easier, and they try to shove down your face some of the apps, some of the brand names that you know from Microsoft, and it just doesn't work. And they fail because their apps are slow, and they fail because of so many different things. It sucks, and yeah, I mean,
I think we'll probably give an edge if they made a
the Edge, the Microsoft Edge. Good job, great job, man.
I'm sorry. Unintentional. Actually, Bryan's the one that made the joke. Shit. I made me forget. Wait a second. Ah!
The thing that might give it the edge.
Yeah.
Microsoft Edge is...
Shut the fuck up! That's what you do, shut the fuck up. That's what you do, make Bryan shut the fuck up. They need to port Xbox games over. Finally, because
these phones. I mean, on my phone, it's too slow for that. I'm sorry. I know.
Make a new model. Trying to find.
They have new models. They've done a great job actually. Their new phones are brilliant, but I don't trust the OS anymore. Apparently you can now project. They have an output where you can project your entire display to a screen. Then you can hook up a keyboard and a mouse, and it becomes a mobile computer. That's how powerful it is. So this can actually become a mobile computer, and you can hook it up to a desktop display, and it can work that well, like a light computer. So that's really smart. They've done a great job with upgrading the performance and utilizing the Microsoft brand a little more. But I don't trust the OS. But yeah, if they ported Xbox games,
it seems like they're trying to do an Xbox connectivity thing because some apps will try to sign you into Xbox Live and stuff. Mm-hmm. And you can mess over your Xbox Live profile on there.
But you can't do much of that. Yeah.
You can't do I guess you can't play most games that are available on Xbox on there.
Exactly.
Because I don't know if I don't think there's even much games that are compatible with Xbox at the same time compatible with phones. I'm not even talking about all Xbox Live arcade games are only downloadable.
Exactly.
It's
I mean, we're talking about Xbox Live arcade games, dude. I mean, just standard apps that are on other OS devices, right? I mean, like I said, Crossy Road isn't even on here. Angry Birds, which is Rovio, which has been tied in with Android, doesn't matter, should be on here.
It is on
Angry Birds is on here?
Angry Birds on there.
Okay.
Good. Some of the versions on there.
And Microsoft. I mean, I think is Minecraft on here because it should be. If it's not,
it is.
Okay, good. Because that's Microsoft property.
Okay, actually, never mind. Don't quote me on that. To be honest.
Okay, I mean,
I honestly do not know.
I mean, I'll open up this thing and I'll try to use the store as fast as I can. It's so simple. The OS is so simple and clean, but it takes so long sometimes. It's so stupid. That's where it loses.
My Windows Phone is still charging.
Okay, so it has Minecraft Pocket Edition, which makes sense because it is a Microsoft.
I've been in this thing and it still works.
What's up?
I've been in that thing and it still works.
Right.
There's not even a good MP3 player. The battery life sucks.
Gotcha.
My phone can Dude, my Android phone can like
last so
much. I use my Android phone as an MP3 player, and it still has like so much battery to last to the day and the next day.
Right. I mean, that's where this phone is right now. My own phone. That's where this one is right now. But the battery's slowly giving out. I mean, this thing, battery's wearing out fast. It sucks. You know. Yeah. I think we can do a segue at this point, unless you had any other points. I think we do a segue.
This thing is not charging. I was gonna like.
You're gonna use an example, but
yeah, you already have your example right there.
I already have my example. If you want to check it out, you can.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, you see, you understand the Microsoft OS. It has problems. Microsoft failed big time. I mean, when they jumped in, they had the opportunity, and it's been years, and they still haven't. Like we expect. Like I remember when you showed me the OS, it's like, all right, this thing has the opportunity to kick itself back into gear and come back. And when Windows 10 was announced and they said it was for all devices, you thought, all right, this was going to get an upgrade, and they didn't even like return their older. They didn't return to their older phones and update them. They just went with a newer redesigns. It really it was a lackluster thing, right? They didn't care for the old user base. The old user base is stuck with these apps that are slow. This OS that is slow. The app it's
like, and here's the thing about it, they still don't care. They still just selling the damn thing, and it's like, and like, you know, nobody, you barely find people who has Windows phones. Like, it's like, I think it's probably like one of the cheaper smartphone options, but like,
it's incredibly cheap. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a smartphone, but like, it's like the bottom tier.
Oh yeah, it's no. It's weird that Microsoft, such a multi-billion-dollar company, goes out and makes this, but this is where they're at.
I mean, because they have the Xbox and the in their computers, so like they don't have to care.
Of course, yeah. I'm just surprised.
And they have apps on iOS and Android anyway.
What I'm surprised about is, I mean, like you were talking about before with the Xbox port to phone thing. Right. What I didn't understand was why didn't they why didn't they port these games and have a higher performance version of this phone that runs full Xbox games, like an Xbox portable? Like, I don't understand why they didn't just do that. Nintendo's going out starting to make these making these handheld sort of games.
I guess because they count laptops and the Surface as that.
I mean, look now
because
now,
as PC gaming.
Now they can stream the Xbox games, right? That's now. Like back in 2015 and onward, they can do that. I was curious why they didn't, back when they were starting to use these phones, go and make a higher performance version and say, hey, we have 360 games. I mean, you don't need to push the Xbox One. Just go to the Xbox 360 games, say, hey, these games are available, and go from there. And they didn't. That would have given us a much better reason, and they didn't go further.
Oh yeah, they don't care. Like they even don't care about they have their apps on Androids too.
Right.
The other day I was controlling my Xbox through my Android. So like.
It's like useless, you know. Yeah, the brand, the Microsoft phone brand is, I think, useless at this point. Go out and buy I mean, even for the money, it's not worth it. I mean, but
you can find. Well, nowadays you can find Androids just as cheap anyway.
Exactly. I think the Moto G is actually pretty. Like Motorola does a pretty good job with their phones. They're pretty good. I think they're around the same price tag.
Hey, because you want it because like, I mean, like Microsoft was one. It was the thing about it. It was one of the cheaper current gen phones. I mean, there were still like other phones that are cheaper than the Windows phones, but they're like kind of like fakest.
Yeah, it used to be that you had Microsoft and then you had these shitty like sub-tier phones and that was it. But now you're getting to the point where you have these phones that are actually pretty good competitors in the Android space in the same cost as a Windows phone. And it's like, go out, ignore this.
Like it's in the current generation. It can run newer apps.
Right.
With the new phone.
Yeah, and of course you still have Apple. You have the iPhone SE. I think that's, if you get it contract free, it's $399. If you have an Xbox, you have the iPhone 6s and the iPhone 6s Plus, and they have the other iPhone 6 and 6s, and the iPhone 6 and the 6 Plus. I think, you know, as premium as they are, I think there's a worthiness to the App Store and the features that are in there. I fell in love with the App Store. I fell in love with the feature set that was in the iOS experience. And I love my Android device, but I love the I love my and I check out my own mom's Android phone. I mean, it's cool, but I fell in love with the simplicity of the apps.
I'm sorry. Are you telling the audience to like go to your house and check out your mom's Android phone?
She has a Samsung Galaxy S5, I believe. So
So yeah, go to find Bryan's house, and go inside his mom's room and check out her Android phone.
Well, what? It's well, shut the fuck up. I just got no. Android-wise, they've done some really good strides. I know that there are things that I know Apple holds restrictions on a lot of things that iOS doesn't. I know Apple holds restrictions that Android doesn't, but iOS does a really good job at really making a good experience with these mobile devices. And I think go out and get an Android or go out and get an iOS device. Yeah. You'll fall in love with both. Let's go. We can talk about this. We can talk about that.
I have something to say though.
What's up?
You probably cut this out. It's like
no more jokes.
No. You can't see this. You see this pen, right?
Oh my god.
You see this pen, right?
Yeah.
Avengers logo.
Oh my god. Fuck.
Avengers logo.
What? That was the actual. That'd be funny. Like, Bill, wait. Oh my god. That would be so stupid. Jesus Christ.
Stan Lee. Stan Lee, I have an idea. I need to hang up my clothes, man. Man, I'm trying to write the first issue of Avengers. What logo should I use?
50 years later. Avengers. Yeah, but yeah, let's I'm just gonna jump into the final question. We've talked a lot. The final question. We got a question from the audience. Thank you, sir, for sending in your question. Sir or ma'am, for sending in your question. You were the first question in our 3 years of holding Tech Gaming Podcast.
Who is he/she?
He/she
My
is
mom.
Parker Bing 1 on YouTube. So
hi, Dad.
Yep. Hello, madam. Question is, now that Nintendo is inching toward the mobile market, do you think we could see the old Pokemon games ported to phones? Because GTA 3 through Vice City were ported, of course, at a certain time. We got that recently. Do you think they could ever? Do you think they ever would, like Pokemon Yellow, Blue, or Red? Do you think that at a certain point we would see that?
No, because Nintendo still has a handheld market. The 3DS is, even though the 3DS is I think it's probably gone down in terms of stocks.
In terms of sales, it's gone down.
But there's still a fact that a lot of people still own a 3DS regardless, and they want to keep an exclusivity to their handheld, so give people a reason to buy them.
Right.
Because I don't think Red and Blue, I don't think they would ever port them to mobile phones.
Exactly.
There's another. I'm pretty sure they're aware that emulators exist on the mobile phones anyway. So they know it's no point, because people will be well, I can just download
the illegal version.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to disagree with you. In case I have to future-proof, I'm gonna future-proof myself, because of course we all know that Nintendo NX is the final case for them. If it's a home console, it is their final case, and of course 3DS. We don't know what NX is. Could be a new handheld. It looks as if it's gonna be a new handheld, but we also know that they're working on a controller for a handheld for a smartphone. So they're going all in now with these with smartphone devices. I think that. What we're looking at is it all depends on the sales of the next generation consoles. It all depends on the sales of Nintendo consoles in particular, and if the portable platform isn't worth it, if smartphones are ready for it, and if Nintendo is ready to invest in it. That's what really matters, and I think that at that point we could easily see by 2020, in the next decade, I could easily see Pokemon I could see a new Pokemon being ported in to iOS, Android in the next decade. But then again, we don't know what the next decade holds. We don't know what smartphones are going to be.
I think they're still going to keep the mobile market to original stuff.
I'm saying that I think they will for now. But I think that if NX is bombs, right? If NX doesn't work, I think that And if 3DS is just, if 3DS dies out, I think that what we're gonna see is a sort of slow shift where we start to see Nintendo's going to sort of either they push their. We also have to remember that they will probably try and go into Xbox and PlayStation. We don't know how long those consoles will hold either, so it all depends on that. But yeah, in the next decade, I think there's a likely possibility, depending on the software, hardware sales of gaming in general, that Pokemon, the brand, could start full games on mobile, and throwbacks. Maybe I mean it depends. We could see like an eShop sort of thing sort of develop. We could easily see an eShop sort of thing start to develop. And a virtual console starts to develop on mobile from the next decade. It just all depends on. There are just so many variables, right? There's so many things that could happen, and I think that I agree. I think that it could happen.
For me, while Nintendo's still running in there, but if they have their own stuff, they're going to keep their virtual console business exclusive to their hardware, so they give people a reason to buy their hardware.
Yeah,
and And I think they're willing to keep their word. The mobile market, it's only going to be there to have its own games. So games that would make sense to be on mobile.
Right.
And, instead of ports or actual games.
Rush games. Yeah.
Games like that feel like they were made for a mobile device instead of a game that and if I plug controller into this,
it should be.
Yeah. feel like it's just like a console game, but it's a sequel on my mobile device. It's a spin-off.
Right.
It would just be a game that I feel like it's more for mobile.
Right.
Because Pokemon Go is the first kind of the first step of that. It's
the first step. It definitely isn't. It definitely isn't a full Pokemon game. I got to say it definitely isn't. But
it sucks. But community, this
community's big because it's free. But,
it's something that they wouldn't work on a 3DS.
Right. It's just the fact that the audience is larger because it's on
mobile. The type of game it would be more popular on mobile.
Yeah. Because of course Pokemon Shuffle tried the free to play idea. On it's not the same thing, but it tried the free. It was
on both 3DS and mobile.
Right.
Yeah,
and it tried and it failed. It failed on both, I think. So it just depends. It depends on a lot of things. Depends on the market and guys. Thanks for the question, dude.
Send in more.
Send in more at techgamingpodcast@gmail.com, guys. All right, this has been Tech Gaming Podcast. I think episode 15 or 14. I send in the podcast and I put in the numbers.
Oh, so this is not on your channel. It's not on Tech Gaming.
No, this will be on both. So
you upload video? Do you video twice?
I upload the video twice.
Okay.
No, I do pieces. I do pieces on Tech Gaming Podcast, and I do one whole video on at the Democracy. This may go up guys. This will probably be a Sunday upload. Because I'll be out. But guys, thanks for listening. Again, this was K9 Biscuits. Find him on YouTube and Blasting Turbo Ports. Check out his old review of Sonic Lost World and his new thoughts on Sonic Mania and his impressions on that. And subscribe to his channel. And his Ratchet.
Yeah, I'll get back to review soon. I have a job now.
Yeah, you're pretty busy, man.
So, fuck.
Yeah. Whatever the future. Whatever the future.
Dude, I did that video for views. I lost sleep because I made that video. And also I lost sleep on the hardest day of the hardest day I had to work.
Oh fuck.
No, cuz I made that video on Friday night.
Gotcha.
And that Saturday, I had to work both my John Hawkins. I did my morning shift, my John Hawkins job, and right after that morning shift, after 3:30, I clocked into the Orioles game.
Right.
At 4.
Jesus. Man.
And I left till 4 to 10 shit.
Yeah.
That was a tiring day.
Jesus Christ. Barely any sleep, but you do it for the YouTubes.
What's the point of YouTube to get views?
I guess so.
I want to get my opinions out there. So.
Of course, that's the best thing about it. But guys, thanks for listening. I'm Bryan Swan. Find me at Democracy. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Thanks for listening. I'm Bryan Swan. That's Mark Warren. Stay tuned for more.